Hey YouTube, we're going to end up this week with an Ultra League team submitted to by Steger. So they submitted and it said, "Hey Dad, big fan from the Czech. Thanks for the content. My best ELO 2902 from a few seasons ago, stuck between 2600, 2700 since. Team is great, 17-3 so far with it. Sending the last two sets for your feedback." And I am not surprised that this team is 17-3 so far. Just looking at it, it has everything. It has everything I like about it. It's got bulky Pokemon in Giratina, Greedent, Tapu Fini. It's got spammy Pokemon in Giratina and Greedent. It has hard-hitting Pokemon with Nature's Madness and Tapu Fini. It's got coverage all around, right? Giratina weak to ice. Ice and dark, Tapu Fini can deal with that. Tapu Fini weak to electric and grass. Giratina can deal with that. You got a safe swap ingredient weak to fighting. Giratina, Tapu Fini can deal with that. So, like, the team is extremely well-rounded, extremely well put together. So, love the team. Let's look at the battles. Maybe we'll get a positive title. I love this team. Okay, so great lead. 5, 6, 7. Okay, you could have gone one more. The only thing there is the fast move timing. You probably could have gone one more to get the 14. Doesn't matter a ton. Could be, I mean, Shadow Ball or Disarming Voice will hurt. Just a Disarming Voice. I don't think there's a point to give up this. So yeah, I don't think so. First is that's only 6. You should have got to 7. I don't think there's a point to giving up this next move here. It's already in the red. It's already in the. So you give up this move. That's fine. After 2 more claws, this is in the red. And you already have a Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw from this deep in the red will take it out. There really is no point to take a charge move, which you then have to shield to keep switch in the back. Like, just take this out and force them to, like, use a shield or... Yeah, use a shield or get taken out earlier. You live, and now you do that, which you may have even lived the Incinerate. So it just feels like, yeah, it just feels like maybe you're, like, just mistiming things here and there, and then, like, just little things so far. Okay, good that we have alignment. Good that we have shield. Greninja is not going to do anything to Tapu Fini anyway. So just, I mean, coming in here just because there's the Annihilate on the other end. So absolutely coming here. There's no point of shielding. Just throw one Mud Shot and then a Body Slam here, please. One Mud Shot, Body Slam. Same thing next time. One Mud Shot, Body Slam. Just start chipping this thing. Yeah. You're going to lose CMP anyways if they have it, so there's no real point of not doing one Mud Shot, Body Slam again. Yeah. If they were going to throw a move, you're going to lose CMP, so you might as well just do the Mud Shot. Spammy AF. Instant swap here. This thing is basically drawing dead. Although, even if it's a bait, I mean, you'll live a Shadow Ball. Let's just put it that way. But even if it was a bait with 2 shields, I think it's just, I know you're probably just going to 2 shield flux because there was nothing that was going to beat you there. But I think it's just worth that shield anyways because Night Slash and Hydro Cannon are not going to do anything on the back end there. So Glycopod is kind of a tricky one because you are taking super effective from the claws, but you would otherwise resist the move set unless they're running Air Lace. But Air Lace is not a good move. Now I get hit with the Liquidation. Do get a Body Slam off, so this is a good chip, plus it kind of burns the switch clock a little bit. I expect them to get out into something. Yep, Annihilate. They should have come quicker. They should have done on their end. They have 2 options there. You can you can Shadow Claw resisted and come out with a move, or you just instant swap into Annihilate. There's no reason for them to throw a move and then come into a dominating matchup. Like, just make that switch immediately, or if you want to bank some move, like bank some energy, bank that energy, but then make that switch sooner. These are both neutral moves. No, they're not. Body Slam's resisted, so you have to go Crunch, yeah. But they'll just counter down. They'll come up with a Night Slash, potentially a Shadow Ball. I forget, I was not counting. So if the Giratina is going to come in, they're going to have to eat this. Hope it's a Night Slash and they're just trying to... Okay, Ice Punch. Get a second one. This one's Shadow Ball, so okay, good shield there. Now the Glycopod is tricky, right? So they instant swap into that. And now if they have Aerial Ace, it's kind of an advantage to them because Aerial Ace and Shadow Claw are just going to chip this thing very quickly. And you can only do Nature's Madness. I know that this will lower their defense. I expect them to shield because just they'll get off at least one more Aerial Ace, maybe two with how spammy the claws are. And then they'll align on the back. So you shield and then you still going to go down with this one. And now the Giratina's got terrible alignment. So could you have done anything here? Not really. Like, good snipe. But now you're hit with a Ice-type Pokemon that's very, very, very spammy. So a couple other balls will take you out very quickly here. You'll get like some chip, but this is basically drawing dead. There isn't much you can do. You know, one could argue that you just need to stay in that Giratina matchup. And here's why. Shadow Claw is super effective. However, if they just have Aerial Ace, it's a non-stab Aerial Ace, and then they can't throw Liquidation, which is their main move. So it's a non-stab terrible move to begin with. Yes, the claws will add up, but you're so bulky, and you're so spammy. So your Shadow Claws, Dragon Claws may actually take that low in itself. So let me actually just look at the different shield scenarios now, because I'm going to tell you why, after I look at this shield scenarios, why you probably should have stayed in. So you have Giratina with Shadow Claw. You have Golisopod with Aerial Ace and Liquidation. Okay. In the 0 shields, you actually win. 41 energy to 0-0. In the 1 shield, you win 12. And the 2 you probably lose just because the claws are going to add up is my guess. Nope, you win all 3 shield scenarios versus Golisopod. And that's the thing. So I didn't expect you to win all 3, but I'm a little surprised in the 2 shield because I thought that the claws would add up faster. I'm not as surprised in the 0 and 1 because Aerial Ace is non-stab, same type attack bonus. So Aerial Ace is just a crap move. The reason it gets by with flying type Pokemon is because they get the same type attack bonus, which is a 20% damage bonus. If you don't get that, it's a bad move. So you got Shadow Claws, super effective, but non-stab as well. Non-stab Shadow Claws and a non-stab terrible Aerial Ace. Meanwhile, you're doing stab Shadow Claws, stab Dragon Claws, and spamming the crap out of them. So you actually win all shield scenarios, so you should have stayed in. That's the first one. So one is knowing your matchups. The second thing is, if I'm running Golisopod, I can imagine his last Pokemon. Have we seen his last Pokemon yet? Yes, his last Pokemon is an Aurorus, and that makes sense from a team building perspective. And here's why. You need to cover 2 things here. You need to cover your sort of electric and flying weakness, just because you're bug and water. So that's where I think the Aurorus comes in. But you also are running Shadow Claw on Golisopod. So if you're running Shadow Claws, Darks and normal typings are going to resist your Shadow Claw, which means you need an answer for Darks or typings because you're going to lose pretty bad there, especially that you're not running X-Scissor for the Darks, right? So you need a fighting typing. So the second you came into Greedent, there's going to be a fighting typing there. So the 2 things out of this matchup are just like, 1, know your matchups, because Giratina actually beats Golisopod in all shields scenarios. Maybe it's a bit different with optimal IVs, like IV dependent, but potentially if you don't win all 3 scenarios, it's going to be very, very, very close. So know your matchups, and the second thing is know team comps, right? Because with Golisopod, you need to cover those weaknesses, and then Greedent is just going to get hit with a counter user. Okay, good lead. They may stay because Icy Wind's super effective, so I would spam this Dragon Claws quick to not have these. Yeah, don't get hit with an Icy Wind here for no reason. They will hit you with an Icy Wind. It is super effective. It non-stab in your Giratina, so you'll with ease live. Like, yeah, they're gonna have to do 3, and they recognize this. Poison, Poison Dark, tricky. So yes, 100% this is your best answer. They acid spray you, so I guess good, no shield there. Just body slam, spam the crap out of this. You're both going 2-turn fast moves, so it doesn't matter too much. But yes, just start spamming these body slams. Because worst case scenario, you can get it low enough that you can just come back in with either Pokemon. Dark Pulse will hurt if your defense is lowered. You just live. They could shield and flip switch if they want. If they have like a second Dark in the back. Which they may. There's no. I saw you trying to instant swap. There's no point of trying to instant swap. Just go down there. You can Dragon Claw this out. That's fine. Poison Jab is resisted. So yes, this is the right move to come in back in here and get this off. They'll probably hit you with whatever's in the back. It is a ice type Pokemon. Nice catch. Nice catch. I was wondering how you're going to play this. Do you just like instant swap or you just let it go down and spam the crap out of this? And now once you catch that, you're up a shield. You got energy. They have no energy there. That matchup's already bad because Nature Madness is going to spam so quickly now. And then I forget what was on the lead. Okay. This is a good lead. Steel Wing is neutral. Drill Peck is neutral. Non-stab, but, you know, it's okay. You just take those. Start throwing some Shadow Sneaks to get some neutral damage on their end. I try and get one more off ASAP. This is going to be close in the zeros. I think you should be able to get to like the Dragon Claw, like put this low enough and just get to a Claw to take this out. Dragon Claw is all you need here. Yeah, just there's no reason to try not. Yeah, you have to throw this right away just to grab the shield or take it out, which I expect to take it out. Don't like the instant swap here. Again, you just one switch. Giratina can probably claw and sneak a bit to get off a move. You're now locked in this matchup, which is like neutral at best. Plus, if they had a fighter, they could just come in and start doing you. And now they got Nature Madness off, they could just probably go Surf from this range. So I don't like the instant swap considering you're that low. I know you're worried about like you're going to give it a lot of farm, but if you, especially with that much health left, one, you're low enough. Two, so they're not going to get a ton of farm. Two, you still may get to a Claw and Sneak, which you'll chip it enough, then you can go into that matchup. Dragology. So this is going to be interesting. Going Nature Madness just to lower the defense. Obviously, do neutral to it as well. Does land. So this game's over because now you can just farm down. They're going to have a Gunk Shot on you. Otherwise, every other moveset is resisted. Aqua Tail Bait. Just going to grab a shield back. Not that it matters too much because it's basically in farm down range at this point. Try to catch. I know you did put it low enough. Now it's like, can they bait and get to a Gunk Shot if they have it is the only question. So there's the bait. They can't get to it once you lower their... And now you can just... Ooh, but now this thing, you got to just go double Surf. Will Nature's Madness take out? I don't know. You get to a back-to-back Surf. That's good. So you win this game. I don't know if I like the Giratina catch / like do that here. I think you just kind of stay in with the Tapu Fini and Water Gun down. Okay, so again, we've seen this matchup. We are just going to stay in. We are going to Shadow Sneak. Take those Drill Pecks. This seems like it's a Glacier... Away Glacier one. Like, why are you already so low? Because it's a 1491. It's a 1491 type of Empoleon. I've been there. I've done that before. Putting in the wrong Pokemon. Yeah, so they put in a 1491 Empoleon into this. Because you could just see. You could see the difference from the last matchup. That it was just like chunking. So they put in... So we are just going to fast forward this because if you do not win in the two shields here, my man, okay. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Again, good lead. Poliwrath, we've seen this. Just Dragon Claw immediately to not have your attack lowered. You'll live an Icy Punch with ease, Icy Wind with ease. They're going to shield first and get this Icy Wind off. Can they... With the lower damage coming here... Oh, you got to get that off before. There's no point. Yeah. So I think it just mistimed on you, like lost count or something. You got to get this off before they lower your attack again, because now you are actually in a really tricky situation that you're not going to be able to flip this. Now going down 2 attacks. So yes, you'll be able to still spam Dragon Claws, but if they want, they can very easily take switch now. So yeah, you got to get that claw damage off before that second Icy Wind comes off. And I would not be surprised if they just farm to like 100 energy here. They can live this now that you're 2 times lowered. And that little bit of damage you did not get is coming back to haunt you now. They're dumping energy, so that's good. Cannot quite take the farm down. That's fine. Everything's resisted. Do lower your attack. There is an electric. You have a shield advantage. Trailblaze hurts, but okay. Start spamming some moves here. You really like to get ahead on energy, eh? Which is fine. Because now you just do a lot of these one. You might want to start shielding some stuff, yeah. So 1 and throw. And 1 and throw on the back end there. I don't think it's enough to take out, so they may get one more move off. You have energy. This is a tricky one. You have energy, but it also must be maybe worth going down here and just getting some more energy on this. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the way to do it. There was really no point because you don't know what's in the back, and it's better just to go 1 shield Tepe with Nature's Madness as opposed to like 0 shield. With energy, you could throw a Body Slam or Crunch, but it's a Greedent, right? So I think that was the right play, even though you had energy to let it go. Why are we giving up switch in a neutral lead, right? I don't understand this. This is the second time this has happened in a neutral lead where you've given up switch. There's no reason to, especially Giratina. Like, if I'm a Giratina, I probably have a fighter or something in the back that can kind of deal with the normal typing. So again, I don't like getting out of neutral situations here. They'll claw you. They're staying in because they're stupid. Because now they take super effective crunches and they're doing double resisted claws. So I don't know what they're doing. Again, even if you don't have an answer, like, fine. They don't have a fighter on their team. You got to know your matchups. You cannot just stay in with resisted claws. Like, get into something quicker, even if it's a Swampert where you're still potentially going to lose. I think what they were doing maybe is that they know that 2 Hydros won't take out a very, very tanky Greedent, but 2 Hydros from after a Dragon Claw will. But to what end? Unless they have like a second answer to this in the back, to Giratina in the back, or they're just going to come in. Again, we're now jumping back here, which is fine. Clearly, they don't have an answer for Giratina. But now we're just in the mirror match where we were before anyways. So we just did big dance for no reason, quite honestly. So again, I'm under the thing that if you're running a balanced team like this, the only way you're going into your safe swap, the only way you're going into a safe swap is if one, you are trying to catch something like a Shadow Ball. If you're trying to catch a ghost move from the Giratina onto the Greedent, yes, try and catch a ghost move, fine. Or if you just get like super hard punished by like an ice Pokemon or depending on the fairy Pokemon, like a fairy Pokemon, then yes, come Greedent. But coming Greedent just in a mirror match doesn't make much sense to me. So now both down to 0 shields, and now you just wall it, so it does not matter. Double super effective Nature's Madness coming here, which is probably one-shot a Guzzlord. See, and this is the thing. They could have theoretically I know they were trying to. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to take Switch to get their Guzzlord. They did take Switch, didn't they? Did they not take Switch with the... They did take Switch. You gave up Switch. What? What a stupid idiot. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to call people stupid idiots, but when your opponent Switch locks a Ghost Giratina because you gave up Switch into Greedent, they responded with Swampert, knowing they had a Guzzlord to save for your Giratina, a Dark Pokemon which would resist the Claws and Sneak, and do super effective with Dragon Tails, and then you gave back Switch here and Switch locked yourself here. Why did they not come Guzzlord? You come Guzzlord, kill this. Your Guzzlord is useless against the Tapu Fini. Sorry, you don't know the Tapu Fini is here yet, but the Guzzlord is useless, and then Giratina would have a decent matchup in the back here. But just to like not come in with such a good matchup here is mind-boggling. Okay. Okay, so take this out with them. Nature's Madness. Swampert lead. Again, they're not getting out, which means they will most likely just go straight Earthquake. There's no point of baiting when you're in this scenario. It's just basically trying to chip as much as you can. And the Shadow Earthquake hurts, right? So chip you to the yellow. They shield 1, which is an interesting shield, because the Hydro from this range is not going to take you out, and you are very spammy. Maybe Hydro will take you out from this range. CMP on the Hydro. Yeah, they're actually banking that those mud shots added up, and that Hydro will take you out. But now you CMP, so you could still take it in the ones. But damage is done, so they could get ahead on energy here. I don't like this double shield. You're just going to go... Even if they got Hydro, you could... I mean, I personally would let it go and just come Tapu and get ahead on energy. Which you will do. Still doesn't even take you out. Yeah, that's a really, really dumb shield by your opponent. Like, your opponent should have just come in with something. Venusaur, okay, I get that maybe they don't have a great answer to it, but even like resist, I mean, we'll see with the other Pokemon, but you should definitely come one of these resisted Pokemon into Giratina and just get ahead on energy. Especially something as glassy as Venusaur. Like, you need shields on Venusaur. There's no way that you should be burning that second shield on Swampert there to fight for Switch with then your Pokemon that are still super glassy. You almost have to shield this and get the Body Slam off. Yeah. You really need to get this Body Slam off to get this out of here. You do not want your Tapu to see this. So they tried to catch. You are aware. Last Resorts slowly add up. Nature's Madness will do... I have no idea. I've never seen a Nature's Madness onto a Umbreon before. 60, 70, 55, 60... Good news is this is low enough. I think as long as 3 Last Resorts don't take you out, they might. I think you almost have to throw here. Yeah, you have to throw. Because 3 basically takes you out, and if you don't, then the power-ups will take you out. And then you switch timers up, so good heads up there and good snipe. Bad opponent. I swear to God, 3 Empoleon leads? Okay, at least this one's a 2500. So at least this one's a 2500 CP one. Drill Peck, that's more like it. We're going to just mirror match this again. Please tell me that this isn't the other Empoleon one that I forget the other Empoleon one anyways. Again, you'll live. You can chip. Have they already shielded one? No, you're just loaded with energy. And they give up switch into Gudra, so tried to snipe you. Gonna come Tapu. Now, is it Thunder Punch Gudra, which they just got Thunder Punch on it? And if it is, how much does it do to a Tapu Fini? No, it is the Power Whip, which, when I did my analysis in the Ultra League on the Community Day, it still said the recommended moveset is Aqua Tail and Power Whip. So perhaps they're just doing that. Chip this. This will probably take out, even though it's resisted. So they have to shield, and they're just going to try and farm down. Yep, okay. You're just going to... eat it on the Giratina. Trying how what's your switch time around? Try and like instant catch. They tried to instant catch on a Dragonite, which they do. So I guess okay catch, and they shield anyways. Why would you? If you're ever gonna put yourself in the situation where you're catching on a Pokemon, don't shield the catch. Don't shield the Pokemon that you just caught on. That totally just takes out the whole point of it. If you're gonna catch, you let the move go. I get Dragonite super glassy, but if it's a Dragon Claw, this game's over. I get that, but then just don't make that play. So you guys start shielding. They snipe. I forget how much energy they're at. Nice catch. I was about to say, I forgot how much energy they're at, but they're pretty close to loaded. So heads up play by you there. Now you can just get the farm down and come out with a move to take this out since they dumped all their energy. So pretty good overall. Again, one thing I would just say is don't give up Switch unnecessarily. You gave up Switch in what would have been a good matchup, good but close matchup, and then a mirror match. Again, when you're running balanced teams like this, just don't. There's no point in doing that. And then yeah, you. I think your energy management was pretty good. There's like minor fast move timing issues on the first one, but I didn't see much else there. And again, that's fast move timing. You see, I don't know when that video went up, but I just talked about this. Fast move timing is more prevalent on those 3, 4, and 5 turn moves, where you need to try and time better. But when you're using a 2, 2, and 1 turn move, the fast move timing on your end is less of an issue overall. But a lot of times, I saw just to ensure. I think that's why you build up so much. Building up that much energy is good for 2 reasons. One, it allows you to, if other Pokemon come in, like spam and then think about what you want to do in that matchup. But the second thing is, if you're always at a charge move coming out, it's easier to align fast move. And you saw it a lot with the, what was that 2 turn versus 3 turn fast? I forget which one it was, but you had much up, body slam, much up, body slam combo because they had a 3 turn move. So it was very easy just to do that mud shot 2 and then body slam combo when you have so much energy. So that's another strength of just always having energy loaded on you. Anyways, that is it. So tomorrow is Friday, which is league turnover because apparently they do it on Fridays, even though it should be Saturday. I will, in the morning, just go over the past week of Summer Cup because Summer Cup is on again, and then I will just look at the rankings and been like, okay, this is what's strong and not strong and why. And then it's Master League in the afternoon. I'm not going to do top league top teams, but I am going to look at the new Pokemon because I was like, so I was looking at my options and like, what do I do? Do I do like just another Summer Cup team? Because you guys have been submitting nonstop. But then I'm like, what are the Master League rankings? Is there anything that I need to think about? And then Necrozma Dawn Wings is number 7 ranked Pokemon. And with GoFest happening, that people have this, I want to look at this Pokemon. So that is what I'm going to do. It's just going to be like a Necrozma Dawn Wings analysis in the Master League. So that'll be my second video. And then we will loop into many, many, many Summer Cup teams for the last week. The last week of it. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.